Hello, hello. Hello.
Hi.
How are ya?
Good. How are you?
Good. Good. Nice to see you. Happy Friday. Happy Good Friday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wasn't even thinking about that.
I wasn't either. Our team's actually off today, and I was like, oh, I forgot. Oh, well. But it's nap time, so
Oh,
it's not a big deal.
well, thank you. I
Oh,
appreciate that.
please. Thank you. I'm
And
excited
I
about this.
literally almost wore a shirt like that was like black with white stripes.
Oh,
So,
you should have. We could have coordinated.
right, right.
I'm
Yeah.
excited about chatting with you and some people interested in this event for sure. So hopefully we'll have some live folks, but if not, we always get those folks that catch the replay. So,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
yeah. How's your week been?
Busy.
I can't even wrap my mind around summit prep, like everything involved.
Yeah. This is like the fun part though. Like I think
Sure.
all the back end stuff kind of feels like a lot of work and then you see it come to life and
Now it's actually starting.
like
Yeah, I mean, you get the registrations, you start to see that momentum.
right.
It's a lot more fun.
Right.
Good. Well, I didn't give you an outline because I think we can just chat. I'm just going to ask you about your journey and where you started, where you are now. Obviously, we'll talk about the summit, all that kind of good stuff, but I feel like these are more fun when we just chat.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay, perfect. Well, we are almost to the top of the hour. Make sure we're all on the tech side set up. What are you doing about Facebook deleting videos? Do you have a plan for that?
Think I had thankfully already, I mean, you have so many though. Oh gosh. I had already been like putting them on my YouTube
Mm-hmm.
in the
Yeah,
past, but gosh, isn't
that's
that
smart. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move them all over to YouTube. But it's 2 o'clock. But I requested the extension until August. You can
yeah.
request a 6 month extension, so we'll get it done over the summer, I think.
Yeah, oh
Yeah,
gosh.
I
That'll
know.
be yeah.
Oh, Facebook, always switching it up.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, let's go live. Why don't we? I never know when it actually starts showing.
I know.
It's like, is it now? Is it when I push the button? Let's see. Alrighty. Live video. There we are. All right. Says we're live. Hopefully
And
we're
let's
live.
let
Let's
me
double
see if
check.
it's
Hi,
real.
everyone. Hopefully we're coming through okay. Let's give this a quick refresh here. Happy Friday. Happy Good Friday. Make sure we're coming through here. There we are. All righty. I see us. I see both of us. Okay, if you can see and hear us, I am joined by the incredible Steffeny Feld today, and we're going to be talking about her incredibly inspirational journey. You are not going to want to miss this, as I'm glad you're here. Will you like this video? Will you fire off a like, an emoji in the comments, something to let me know you can see me and hear Steffeny? Steffeny, you say hello.
Hello, hello.
Awesome. We good? We good? We good? Give us a thumbs up or something like that, lest we chat and you miss it. Facebook always likes to delay the likes as well, which is super, super wonderful. There we go. Hi,
So fun.
Rebecca. She's starting us off with a hug. So I think we're all right.
Oh,
We're good. Rebecca, I'm happy you're here. Welcome, 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 welcome. This training interview is called From Confident Copy to 5K Intensives. And that might sound impressive, but what you're going to hear from Steffeny, I think, is even more impressive than that. So, Steffeny, as we get started, will you just give us a quick overview of who you are as a clinician, a person, a human, and then we'll get into your story?
just all those
Yeah,
things.
just casually.
Right, right. Well, I am Steffeny Feld, and I'm a therapist based in St. Louis, Missouri. And I haven't actually been in private practice that long. I think
Mhm.
around COVID, I became
Yep.
a mom, and community mental health was not going to work with a young baby at home during a pandemic
Yeah.
and transitioned to private practice and pretty almost immediately got connected with you, Anna,
Mhm.
and that's where kind of our journey together began.
Yeah, that's where it starts. So
Mhm.
this is 2020. So you're new to the whole private practice scene. You decide to join Confident Copy. You are one of the founding members, one of the original Sweet 16 that joined Confident Copy in September of 2021. What led you to join that program at that stage for you?
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, it's so intimidating when you start a practice and you're thinking like, what is this? What do I do? I only know the client side because I've been a therapy client, so I knew
Sure.
what I liked when I went to a therapist website, but I didn't know like how do I talk about myself? I
Mhm.
literally thought like, well, we all do the same thing. So,
How
it's
does one stand out?
yeah, like what does it mean? And
Yeah.
then, I had come across this group
Hmm.
and had started watching your videos and was like, "Oh, okay, like I hadn't thought about that and what would that be like?"
Hmm.
And I felt like we already knew each other even though we definitely did not at that point.
Not yet.
Not yet. But then when the program like opened up the doors, I thought, well, that makes perfect sense because I'm over here on my side of the computer trying to do all the things you're saying. And like, it's going okay, but I
Yeah.
just really wanted to be able to actually talk to you and hear your feedback and
Yeah.
make a website that I felt really proud about, that I knew like when my future clients landed
Mhm.
on it, they would feel like excitement and
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
It's crazy to think back to that because Confident Copy was 6 weeks long at that time, which is wild. The amount of work you did in those 6 weeks is absolutely crazy. Um, I remember you when it might have been after you graduated, but you were reflecting on sort of that stage of your practice. You talked about kind of the relationship you had with marketing and how it felt kind of not icky, but sort of icky. You had a really hard time kind of putting yourself out there. It felt unnatural at the very least. Can you remember what that was like?
Oh yeah, for sure. And like, I'm West Coast born and raised, so when I heard the word marketing, I thought of like LA publicists and celebrity culture and just really like fake.
Mm,
And so I had a super bad taste in my mouth because I was like, that doesn't equate to me at
yeah, I don't
all.
want that.
I don't know, like, how does that work for me?
Hmm.
But I specifically remember when I heard you talk about marketing being a way, like, marketing essentially is connection.
Hmm.
And as therapists, we know how to do that.
Professional connectors.
Right. And then all of a sudden it changed from this like gross thing that I didn't want to
Mhm.
be associated with to this thing of like, oh, that's already inside me. I just get to like share it, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
from that point, everything changed. It felt so like it wasn't as scary anymore.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and then I could do it like in an aligned way, like do it my way.
That felt
Not
like in
like
integrity.
Paris Hilton celebrity style type
Yeah, no,
thing or
thank you.
something.
Yeah, yeah. So you go through Confident Copy, you write incredible copy, which I actually visited your website this week, which I haven't done in a long time. I designed your website even back in the day, which was hilarious.
Yes,
It hasn't
yes.
changed that much. It
No,
has
it
stood the
hasn't.
test of time for you.
It really has not. I mean, I think maybe like a specialty page
Yeah, yeah,
thing
some
went at
things,
some
sure.
point, but the original copy that I wrote in the program is still there. And
Crazy.
it still brings in clients.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. It stood the test of time for you.
And I get
Okay,
so
so
many, I just want to say, I get so many compliments on it. Like, truly, the copy that we wrote together in the program and then the design too. Like, all the
I love
time,
that.
people are like, oh my gosh, I love that. I hope, I want it to be like that. And of course, it like feels so good to get those
Yeah.
compliments.
I'll tell you, I have people send us emails and say, which template do I pick to get that, to get that site? And they'll link your site. So
And that was
that's too funny.
pre-template, right? Like, I don't even
Yeah, that was
think those were there.
pre-templates. Yeah. Yeah. That was from our brain. Um, so okay, so you go through Confident Copy, you write incredible copy, we build a website, and then what? What happens next for you as you kind of start to grow that practice? You're still in the weekly model. Tell me a little bit about that phase.
Yes. So at that point, it didn't take long because of, all the things that I had learned from you to fill my practice. I was charging like, all private pay.
Hmm.
$150 an hour, like enjoying it.
Yeah.
And then at some point I heard about intensives.
Hmm.
I became trained in EMDR and I was like doing
Yeah.
certification and I was like, huh, okay, well, let me see what this is all about.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, I absolutely loved it so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Mind
Um,
blown.
yes,
Yeah.
and made the change over time. There was like a period of time where I had a weekly caseload, and then I would do like intensives, hybrid with that.
Mm-hmm.
And after a while, I was like, this is like people see such amazing results, and I feel so good
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
I don't even want to do
Yeah.
weekly therapy anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was that like 2 years ago that you were kind of doing both, straddling it? How long have you been intensive only?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was
Yeah.
about 2 years ago because I had clients who I loved and I've been seeing forever. And so
Sure.
it took me a really long time to fully, make that shift.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there was quite a while where it was kind of both. Like
Yeah.
I kept the clients I loved who
Right.
I was happy to keep working with and
Right.
all the while like building up my knowledge of intensive work and
Hmm.
then the inquiries for that specifically like fine-tuning the marketing for that service.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Cool. So it was also 2 years ago this summer that you and I sat down to talk about intensives really for the first time in in sort of this type of setting.
Yeah.
And that really turned into what that turned into for you?
It turned it's so funny. It turned into the intensive design lab, which is
Wild.
bonkers. So
Wild.
I'm sure there's like people I don't know personally, even though I
Yeah.
have been able to like connect with a lot of people who've been through Confident Copy, but it's like now I have a second business and I
Yeah.
support therapists to bring intensives into their practice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's awesome. It's so fun.
Oh my goodness, so fulfilling. So today you
Mhm.
still offer some client-facing clinical intensives and
Mhm.
then have intensive design labs. So tell me what it's like, and granted you're not, full-time in either of, you're managing both, but tell me what it's like to have a full caseload for you of intensives. What does that do for you? How does
Yeah.
that light you up? Your clients get great
So
results, but what's that like?
yes. Okay. So more like what's it like to be doing like intensive work? Is that what you
Intensive only. Like, what's it like to have a practice of just intensives and for that to feel totally aligned and in flow for you?
so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay. I feel like when clients want to invest in an intensive, so like 3 days,
Yeah.
$5,000,
Yeah.
they are at the point of readiness that we all want to work. That's like our dream client, you
Totally.
know?
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, this is happening in my life. Now is the time. I'm
Mm-hmm.
ready to go all in
Mm-hmm.
and I want to do it with you. And we
Yeah.
schedule the time. And it's just a totally different quality of connection.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
feels so sacred. It's like very immersive,
Mm-hmm.
like a camp high kind of experience. Like we're
Mm-hmm.
there together in the room for that long.
Yeah.
And you just see the breakthroughs like happen right in front of your face.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I think when I was doing weekly therapy, you kind of have to like gather up those special moments.
Yeah.
They're just sort of like sprinkled across six
Sprinkled in
months
there.
or 2 years or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not paying attention, you might miss them,
Yeah.
But when you're in an intensive and it's 3 days and it's so concentrated, it's just
Yeah.
like mind blowing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think like I would not have known because I it never even occurred to me to do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know? So
Yeah.
you clients are getting this like incredible experience, but so am I.
Sure.
Because it's like the best of therapy, like
Yeah.
it really is.
Yeah. If I had to summarize what I hear from clinicians, whether that's in Confident Copy or done for you or just people I'm talking to or know in this community, the number one descriptor that people apply to their ideal clients are motivated.
Yes.
Because who wants to sit down with someone who doesn't want to be there? No one, right? And I think that's one of the incredible, and not to say that weekly clients can't be motivated because they absolutely can, but you're right. There's something very special about the intensive model because if I'm deciding to dedicate not just my time, but my a larger chunk of change up front, I better be motivated,
Yeah.
right? And so you end up sitting down with people that are there, like you said, like in that ideal spot that so many clinicians want.
It's such a like an honor and a privilege to be with them at that moment. Like that's
Mhm.
the moment we're always waiting for, we're always hoping for.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you're there and you're just
Mhm.
like, oh, I get to do it. I don't know, it's like
Yeah.
athletes in their like flow state or something. You're
Uh-huh.
like, this is everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I had no clue. Even the quality of therapy was so much richer. I was like, I
Mhm.
didn't even know I was this good of a therapist
Ooh, what a great feeling. Yeah.
because I didn't I was just watching the clock and like taking people in and out of the waiting room all day. Like honestly, I think the majority of my mental and emotional energy went towards that. And when you
Mm.
don't have to do that and you can just be present with the client and there's no like time limit. I mean, there's
Yeah.
some time limit, but it's
Yeah.
not just what happens is so unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. That's incredible.
hmm
Um, as I have sort of sat back and obviously I've known you and been part of this journey in some regard since you sort of started this, I have definitely sort of imagined that we would see intensives continue to grow. That I think you captured them in their infancy, and I think we're still in their infancy.
hmm
I think 5, 6, 8, 10 years from now, it's going to be a very common model, which
Oh
is
yeah.
why I think the intensive design lab is so brilliant because you're helping other clinicians kind of get in on the ground floor a little bit of this incredible model. Do you feel like that? Like, is that what you're seeing as well? That the popularity and sort of the awareness of this model is growing?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, among therapists, even within the last year or two,
Hmm.
the people becoming aware that it's an option.
Yep.
And then when they, make it available to clients, they're like, wait, we can do that?
Yeah.
And then they're like, yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's as easy as just saying, I offer this,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know? And
Hmm.
then I think especially with the way the world is right now,
Hmm.
current events, the economy, people are making really different purchasing decisions,
Yes, they are.
and you don't want to just, how do I want to say this? It's very intentional where you put your time and where you put your money
Yep.
and rethinking those things.
Hmm.
And I think therapy needs to match that. I know that I have done that where we're just sort of like doing the thing, doing
Hmm.
our normal thing, and that meets a need, it does.
Yeah.
Um, but having the opportunity to say, this is the intentional time that we're going to dedicate and
Right.
invest to this
Right.
makes a difference because
Right.
people don't want to be in therapy year after year.
Yeah.
They want
Yeah. And I
to be
think
out there
there's
living their life.
absolutely, and you're absolutely right that due to the sort of climate that we're in right now, people are making different purchasing decisions. They're taking longer, but there's also something about the intensive model, I think, that offers some boundaries around this decision that ongoing therapy doesn't. So
Yes.
while I could pay you $200 a week and see you for 6 months, 12 months,
Question
five
mark?
years, not sure. Or I have this, larger investment, this 5K up front, but there's boundaries around that. It's 3 days long. There's an intentional goal. I think there in this climate, there is something interesting about that to the right fit client.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. It's not for everybody, but I
Yeah.
think it's easier for some people, it's easier to say, yes, that's what I want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and it's exciting. Like you said, not many people are doing it. So it's
Hmm.
easy to stand out.
Yep.
Um, and I think just the piece about what's really cool for me to see is how it does sort of like bring new life back to therapists.
Hmm.
Um,
I know I'll see people in your group because I'm in your intensives, Facebook group.
right, right.
It's like say like I just had an incredible intensive, like I just had my first intensive. I can't wait to do more of these. Or my clients had a breakthrough. Like getting to celebrate and experience those is unlike anything else, I'm
It
sure.
really is. And
Yeah.
it's not just the therapist, it's the clients too. Like
Hmm. Right.
there's someone in the program who just said their client on day 2 was like, we couldn't have done this in 6 months.
Hmm.
Which I
Yeah.
hear therapists say a lot, and it's kind of like, well, we're
Right.
biased, you know, we
Yeah.
might like make it sound
Yeah. But for a client to realize that, yeah.
yes.
Hmm.
And like when you're, especially if you're in pain or grieving or your
Yeah.
relationship's on the rocks,
Yeah.
the difference between feeling better in 3 days versus 6 months,
Right.
that
Yes, please. Absolutely. That
matters.
means something. Yeah.
Seriously, seriously.
So I'm curious as you think about your journey. So Confident Copy, you learned a lot about kind of foundational marketing, right? And like you said, sort of transformed the way you think about marketing. We've had many clinicians. Rebecca, you're here. You're one of them. Currently in the program, focusing on intensives primarily. But how have how is marketing different from clinical weekly traditional work to intensives? How have you had to modify, change your marketing to support that type of offer versus the traditional one?
Yeah. Well, I want to say first and foremost that like the foundations are the same.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have to do anything different. Like what I learned applies. We just sort of like turned the levers up in a certain in a few places.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're offering a premium intensive package that's upwards of a few $1,000s,
Yeah.
your niche is incredibly important
Yeah.
because people have to know that that is designed for them
Right.
and that you understand exactly what they're going through and how to help them get to the other side in
Yep.
whatever the
Right.
time frame is,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
It matters.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then how you talk about the value or the transformation
Yeah.
matters too.
Yeah.
So, I love, I mean, obviously I know the program like really well,
Yeah.
but the same principles of like identifying with their pain points and that
Mm-hmm.
empathy,
Yeah.
speaking, like forecasting
Mm-hmm.
a vision of their transformation, giving those words of hope.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
that is what builds the connection.
Yeah.
And then the intensive piece, it makes sense when you can name it and message it that way. The
Mm-hmm.
investment matches.
Yep.
So then people are excited to pay your premium rate, you
Right.
know?
Right. Because
You're not
finally they
like,
get to get in the room and address
yes,
this, this thing that has been weighing on them for however long.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it
Yeah.
doesn't have to feel like gross or
Right.
manipulative or anything
Right.
like that
Right.
because you're saying it from like you, like a true place, you
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
know?
An authentic place for sure. I hope that's liberating for folks that are listening to this and have thought about the idea of intensives, that this doesn't require a brand new marketing strategy or some overhaul. Like if you are abiding by like what we teach in Confident Copy or what you learn in this group, that kind of thing, like those foundational principles still apply. But like you said, it's turn in a couple things up a little bit. But in general, like the same principles still apply. It's
Absolutely.
not a huge lift. And I think that's what's so compelling about intensives right now and about Intensive Design Lab, that you can continue doing what you currently are doing, what feels good, seeing clients on, in the weekly model, and then add this on and until like you did, maybe you transition fully over to intensives, but like it's a win-win, it seems like to me, to add this, to make this available, to offer it as an option, and
Mhm.
then to continue sort of experimenting until potentially that's all you do.
Right, because then you have the option, you
Right.
know? Like the other thing that's wild, I don't know that you and I have talked about this much, or maybe it's been a while, but intensive inquiries tend to pick up during the slow seasons for weekly therapy.
Interesting.
So like the holidays,
Yeah.
or the start of the year, the summer, that's when
Yeah.
I'm getting the most intensive inquiries.
Why do you think that is?
I wonder if it's like people, one, you know, the typical holiday stuff, it stirs up stress
Sure.
for people, but also I think they just naturally want to invest in themselves and
Mm-hmm.
see change
Mm-hmm.
in the new year.
Mm-hmm.
And then the summer, I think same thing. People are kind of reevaluating, reassessing.
Yeah.
Maybe they have their hands full, or maybe they have, you know, a little too much time on their hands.
Yeah. Right. Right.
And you're like, okay, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
need to finally deal with this.
Right. Right.
Um, and then it
Yeah.
kind of draws them to it.
I love it. I love it. Um, If you are watching this live and you have questions for Steffeny, feel free to put them into the comments. Steffeny, you are gearing up for a massive summit, which is a huge undertaking and just an absolute wealth of knowledge. So tell us about the summit that's coming in just a couple weeks.
Yes. So all the things we're talking about, I like held back to say, oh, and this relates to that and whatever.
Yeah.
But we are, or I'm hosting the Therapy Intensive Summit, and Anna's kind enough to be one of our amazing speakers. Um, and I've just gathered people to talk about what is it like to build a practice and a life that you love.
Hmm.
And so for me, that's looked like adding intensives to my practice.
Hmm.
Every day has a different theme. I'll tell you them because I feel like really excited about them. But all the presentations are available for free for 24 hours. And we're talking about intensives, how to break the mold and design them, in a way that's creative and matches you and your work.
Hmm.
On day two, we're talking about premium pricing and fees, how to get there and what holds us back.
Mm,
Right? That's the thing.
big one. A
It's a
whole
big
day
one.
for that one. We could probably go a whole week if we needed to.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I know. And there's so many fun people on that day. Tiffany McLean, Audrey Shane,
Hmm.
just people who I love to hear in general, who've
Yeah,
like
me
already
too.
just like, I don't know, they've just made such a amazing impact on the therapist community. And it's
Mhm.
fun to just hear from a little different angle, like from the intensive perspective,
Yeah,
how you
yeah,
think about this.
yeah.
And then day three is marketing.
Hmm.
So we're talking about how intensives are in demand
Yep.
and how to connect with your perfect fit intensive client.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
that is
love it.
Anna's day.
Hmm.
And okay, I feel like I really have to shout you out for your contribution to the All Access
I
Pass.
wanted to mention it today, but I didn't know if I was allowed to.
You are. Yes, it's so good. First, let me just say what the pass is.
Yes.
So we're all busy, right? Maybe you're in and out of session, you don't have time to watch all of the 21 presentations in 24 hours. If you want to upgrade, you can get the recordings, the private podcast feed, live Q&A with speakers each day, and then over $1,000 worth of bonuses
Hmm. Hmm.
from the speakers. So
Hmm.
tell us, Anna, what did
Yeah.
you contribute to the fast this
I'm
year?
excited about this one. So in Confident Copy, we have some intensive specific resources. We have a training with you. We have a workbook around that. And then on our Squarespace design side, we have an add-on page for intensives. So we're all about intensives. Well, one thing that's never been available on its own is our intensive copy workbook. And I actually saw someone post in your community today, I'm writing my intensive page. I have no idea what to say.
Yes.
Here you go. So this is a fill in the blank style section by section copy guide to structure these pages and to write them in a way that's really going to resonate, hit on those pain points, communicate the value, but also things like pricing, the important like logistics information that you don't have to put on a typical therapy page. The copy workbook will show you how to do that, and it's free in the past.
Yay.
Yeah.
So good. Like
Yeah.
such a high value. So then you
Yeah.
don't have to think about it. You can just follow the workbook and you know that
Absolutely.
it's like a tested,
Yeah.
tried and
Definitely. I've
true
seen it. We've
method.
seen it perform very, very well.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that for sure. And then
Hmm.
I didn't even say the grand finale masterclass. I'm
Yes.
teaching a full masterclass. It's 2 hours long.
Yeah, girl.
And it's called A Simple and Sustainable Shift, adding intensives to your practice for more ease, more income, and more client breakthroughs.
Mm.
I'm going through the 6 pillars of how to add intensives to your practice.
Hmm.
We do cover them in my program, but even if you don't join, the the workshop or the masterclass itself is going to guide you through what does it look like
Cool.
to do that. So I'm super, super excited about that.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Rebecca has a question. She said, Steffeny, did you establish an entirely separate business entity outside your clinical practice when you established Intensive Design Lab?
Oh, when I established the design lab,
Hmm.
that's a good question. So I did not. But that's because of the state that I live in. They
Got it.
don't have very specific laws that require that. Whereas if you were in a state like California
Mhm.
or New York, that would be definitely recommended.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
certainly makes things easier. Looking back, I'm like, I probably should have just done that, but
Here
this
we
is
are.
where I am. It's working
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's a good question. Good question, Rebecca.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, Steffany, I think as we sort of round out our time here, a lot of clinicians are not, I hesitate to say this because I don't just want to speak this over clinicians. And yet I talk to a lot of clinicians, in our day-to-day work. And some of them, many of them, a lot of them are a little bit discouraged, unsure, uncertain right now. I think we all are in some regard. What would
Mhm.
you say to a clinician who knows they do good work, wants this to work, this whole private practice thing, but is maybe feeling a little bit unsure? I know I'm putting you on the spot, but what would you say to them?
Just like I get it. First and foremost, like,
Hmm.
oh man, it's a hard time to be a
Yeah.
therapist.
Yeah.
Not that that's ever an easy job, but it's definitely a hard job right now.
Hmm.
And just to say like you're not alone,
Yeah.
and come connect with us. There's
Yeah.
people who are feeling like they're refreshing their practice,
Hmm.
they're revitalizing it. Like if something doesn't feel quite right to you, like let's talk about it and see how it
Yeah.
can start to feel good again and
Yeah.
feel fun again, where you're
Yeah.
still serving and doing you know what is meaningful to you, but it's
Right.
actually nourishing and life-giving to you too.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I just love to remind clinicians that even in times like this, as much as I talk to clinicians who are discouraged, I talk to ones who are, by all accounts, thriving, enjoying their work, experiencing these breakthroughs, reaching their goals, exceeding their goals. Like success is still there for the taking, enjoyment, fulfillment is still there for the taking. And we actually talked about this in our Confident Copy call yesterday, but to surround yourself with people that remind you of that. Because it can be, you can sort of end up being a little bit in an echo chamber, I think, when there are multiple people struggling and that's all you hear. Like, be with people that remind you there's more, right?
Hmm.
And there's a
Hmm.
different way. There's still possibility there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I
Yeah.
love so good.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for being here, Steffany. I will drop the link to the Therapy Intensive Summit into the comments. Hopefully you've seen the email, the post go out around that. But if you guys want to jump in, it is totally free. Like you mentioned, you can choose to purchase the pass, but you don't need to. And if nothing else, just come and soak up the goodness of all these speakers you've brought together.
Yay.
Thanks for
Awesome. Yeah,
being here.
all the good vibes.
Yes,
We'll share them out.
absolutely. Thanks, Stephanie.
Thanks, Anna. See ya.
Bye. Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Live video ending. Alrighty. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Time flies.
Yeah, kept it right to our half hour there. You're just bouncing all around. You got all these different interviews going and things like that. And I saw you reached or about to reach 1,000 registrants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. How many did you have last year?
Last year we had 3,000.
Okay.
So I know I was like, I think I tried to track. I think the majority of them came the week prior and the week during. Because,
Yeah.
people get in and they're like telling everybody, oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah, I
So
always forget to like take note of like where in the process like you see the surges.
I had to hunt it down because I was starting to get nervous. And then I
Yeah.
was like, oh no, we're still
Yeah.
totally on track.
Yeah. Yeah. We're good. We're good. And then
Yeah.
you'll open up the 6-week coaching, or how is it 6 weeks?
Yep.
Okay.
It's gonna open in June. So they'll have
Okay.
a little like space in between the
Got it.
stuff and that.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for you. Thanks for joining me for this. It was a great idea. I always love getting to hear more about your story and excited for the summit.
Yeah. Hopefully it like makes people excited for the birthday sale
Oh yeah,
and
thank you. Yeah.
Confident
The
Copy
birthday sale
too.
is fun, and we're finally releasing the therapist DIY brand kit as part of it, which is exciting.
Mm.
So that has been something I've been asked about for a long time, and it's a really cool new resource. So
Does it have logo stuff in it too?
the logo stuff will be an optional add-on, but
Mm.
I developed 2 custom GPTs, and I trained them on what we have done for our own clients, and so
Yeah.
now it's really cool. You'll be guided through by the GPT through creating like color palettes that align with your personality and your vibe and your aesthetics, and then you'll source
That is
images. There's
so
another GPT
cool.
on images and that kind of thing. So it's
Someone was
cool.
just asking me about that, about all your different services.
Yeah.
So I'm
Who
gonna make
was?
sure to tell them. A therapist who I've like
Oh,
consulted with, they like are always like, what should I do for my marketing? Blah blah blah.
yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
friend of a friend.
Cool.
So I think that is exactly what they want.
Awesome. Yeah. So it's available just during the birthday sale, but we'll make it available like publicly after that. But it was a sprint just to get it done for this.
Oh my
So
gosh, I can't imagine. Yeah.
so anyway, yeah, I'm excited for birthday sale certainly, but then the summit week is gonna be a lot of fun. I'll hang out in the Facebook group and yeah, if you need anything, you know where to find me.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Have a good weekend. Happy
You
Easter.
too. Happy Easter. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.